In fact, I would say if there must be an evening about my experience in the last 30 years, the natural place is Jerusalem. But the next place to Jerusalem is New York. And I'll tell you why. I'll start from shlichut of American Jewry to connect us, Soviet Jews, with Israel. And when I look in this room, I remember about very special personal experience. It was the day when I took my wife Avital to the airport, next day after our chuppah. And we were very proud, very happy. We thought that is the best proof that we are right, that our struggle finished successful, that in spite of all the attempts of the Soviet regime, we succeeded to get married, and now Avital flies to Israel. But as I go back from the airport, my feeling of triumph turns into desperation. Suddenly I'm thinking, my God, what we did. It's now iron curtain between us. With all this excitement, we forgot that maybe we will never hear from one another. Maybe we will not see one another. And that is Friday, and next day on Shabbat, I go to the synagogue. In fact, synagogue was not our territory, it was Soviet territory. But the street near Moscow synagogue was the place where we on Shabbat we were coming and discussing all our things. And here I see two American tourists with their kids, Jane and Jerry Stern. Three generations of Stern family are now here. So they tell me that they came here with two kids, they want to show them life of Jewish life of refugees, and I tell them my story. And they see that they don't believe it looks too much like Hollywood. You really have now at this moment your wife who yesterday, day after Chuppah went to Israel. And then we had very dramatic 2 days of conversations. And then when they come to Jerusalem, they have their friend, the Prime Minister, they ask him how they can find if there is such Allah Hadasha, Natasha Sharansky. And Prime Minister sent them to Minister of Social, they sent to Jewish Agency. They're looking for this Allah Hadasha. They find it here in Tiberia. And that's how I get the first news about my wife and the first pictures, which are sent back to American senators. And that was the beginning of the long, long trip of shlichim, of hundreds and hundreds of American Jews who made sure that we with the Avital will be connected every day, and that Soviet Jewry will not be forgotten even for one moment. So I say to our shlichim, you have to remember, your shlichut has to be very personal. You shlichim live in the houses of American Jewish friends, but it has to be also very big. You are our shlichim in the campuses have to remember that you are fighting the evil of the world and defending Israel. So both shlichim think personal and think big.